All right, what's up, everybody, and good afternoon to all. Continuing along our Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, not Tuesday. Wednesday, August 26th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, guys. Welcome on back for our afternoon meeting. Let's get a quick sound check just to begin. As always, make sure everyone can hear me loud and clear quickly, though, because we have class actually coming up. It's once again the Phase 2 stock course, guys. We finished up Lesson 1 earlier today. We're talking about time and sales. Well, we have Lesson 2 coming up later on today. Guess what we're talking about? Time and sales. So we're going to be talking about time and sales, but more so in relation to going short. We were talking about time and sales in relation to going long earlier this morning. So I'd say that Neo here on the screen would be a great case study for us to kind of work off of this afternoon if we were focused on going long. One of our students, John, just wrote he is currently short right now on Neo from 2093. I'd say it's a pretty good price from with the top and the next presumptive major resistance at 21. So hopefully John's right, and hopefully this drops off a little bit. But with this breaking all-time highs, with this moving up with the market, and not only that, let's add one more symbol in here. I was talking about this earlier inside the trading room. Fausto pointed this out, of course, as well. Neo and EV stock. Oh, we got to, that's right. Yeah. Whoops. No dollar sign. No dollar sign, Josh. Come on. Look at Tesla. So Tesla, the leader of, the electric vehicle market, and Neo, which moves with it greatly, but with Neo breaking all-time highs, Tesla obviously breaking all-time highs with it. They're moving up perfectly together. And Tesla, the bigger, more volatile stock, and then the bigger stock in terms of market cap, of course, it's going to be the carrier. It's going to carry Neo and perhaps some of the other EV stocks with it. Of course, all the other stocks within the major markets too. If I'm not mistaken, I think Tesla, if it's not already in the S&P 500, I know that they were speculating, Tesla joining the S&P 500. So in that sense, you'd figure, with the market moving up, I have the Dow up. I could show the S&P, of course, at the same time. Just everything. I mean, everything is just moving up pretty nicely going into this afternoon. So for this afternoon, we're going to be talking more on the short side. I don't know if we're going to be using Neo with that in mind as a good example. So far, John's getting his drop off a little bit. Hopefully a lot more to his short for right now. But yeah, Neo, at least in terms of the afternoon watch list, obviously, we're going to put this on our list. Was it trading 290 million shares at this point in the day, guys? That's actually just as much as it was trading this time yesterday. John jumped out. He got his 8 cents on the short. Hey, take it and run, John. Not a bad trade, especially given the general trend of this trade, right? Breaking all-time highs. So we had said this back yesterday, for as much as this went up, when's it going to pull back? Well, I'll tell you, it doesn't seem to be anytime soon. And if it is a pullback coming up here, it seems like it could just be a short-lived pullback, and for this to begin to push back up momentarily. Jose says the SPY is currently falling, and it looks like Tesla's kind of pulling back right now on the chart. A little bit further of a pullback here on Neo for the meantime. Looks like the Dow is beginning to kind of pull back right now. This might be it. Maybe there was more to this drop than expected for John here. But yeah, I mean, obviously right now, Neo is going to be one of many stocks we'll put on our list for the afternoon. All right, so guys, I'm going to pull Tesla from my screen here. And like I had said, we have, class on the horizon at 3 p.m. Eastern time, 3:05 p.m. Eastern time later on today. So I want to go right from top to bottom. I always say during these lightning round meetings, to make it just that, I always kind of take my sweet time. So let's just jump right to it. NAK, if I'm not mistaken. It might be. They have to do with silver mining, if I'm not mistaken. NAK, I thought that they were some sort of mining stock, mineral stock. I know it just says it in the name. I thought a little while back, years and years ago, that this had to do with silver, perhaps, or silver mining. Nonetheless, cheapy moved up today, ended up making a new high going into the afternoon. There is a gap to fill on the daily chart. It's probably a lot of pre-market drop-off from that day a few days ago. But yeah, for right now, it seems kind of exhausted, near the highs, so I do like that part of it, and I do like the fact there is a gap to fill. For right now, though, I just rather focus on something over $1 or anything moving just steadier here at this time. Oh, man, this BIGC, talk about moving up steady. What the hell is this? Is this a new IPO from 2 weeks ago? August 5th, first day out, 11.7 million shares traded. This thing's got a wacky spread. So, obviously, nice run, all-time high. This thing is cruising, but it's just untradeable looking at the spread there. It's not even the price, it's the spread. All right, FLNT, same thing, not even same thing, just in terms of not putting this on our list. It made a big move up today once already, pulling back quite a bit. Volume still kind of there here and there, but after the big spike up, pulling back quite a bit. Hopefully it ends up building a new, support, new higher low perhaps, or equivalent low to this year. But yeah, otherwise for right now, let's see if there's anything looking better on the upside. All right, works. WORX. Want to jump to this really fast, and at the same time as I go over this, I'm gonna go to work. WORK. I was confused as all hell today, guys. This morning, between Fausto and a lot of us in our room, rightfully so. Calling and trading out work, and then at the same time, the stock that was on our morning watch list, works. Oh my goodness, my head was like in a washing machine right there for a bit. So we ended up seeing works, WORX, make a nice pop shortly after the market opened up. I thought this was like pump and dump city. So this ended up doing a lot better than I thought it was going to do. Made a sharp run up, just about 80 cents, 75 cents. From there, though, the volume really died off after. So, this had a nice run to it in the after hours from 160 up to 250-ish just about, and then dumped off. So going into the open, I thought it was only going to continue. Maybe a shorter lived pop and then drop, but then got a lot more out of it than I thought, at least. Now at this point, though, albeit pulled back under and over 2, so 2 once again now is support. Just for right now, it's not as worthwhile, I don't think. Grant says NAK, it's not just silver, it's all types of minerals. I thought there was something that came out, probably just years back, Grant. It was in relation to that stock, NAK. It probably had to do with silver at the time, but you're saying all minerals. I trust your opinion there. Alrighty, let's see. And I say that, guys, in all sincerity. A lot of our students know way, way more than I do in terms of specific sectors and stocks. Like Grant is our gold mining guy, so he could tell us more about gold mining than anything else, right? Jerry says it was a month back. Nah, it was definitely longer than that. Maybe other news that came out at the time, Jerry. I know the silver market's been on fire lately, but it's something I'm referring to a long while back. Either way, irrelevant at this point. Plan, PLAN. I thought I saw a call out again. PLIN? Am I reading that right? Yeah, PLIN, PLAN. Again, these tongue twister stocks out there. Grant says in Alaska. Now that rings a bell, Grant. I don't want to take too much time on that. And we have class coming up, but I want to look into that afterwards. So that piques my interest, Grant. That you're right, though. Now that you mentioned Alaska, it had to do with the pipelines. Maybe it wasn't silver. Now that I'm thinking about it. All right, CRM, Salesforce. This thing's been a machine today, right? Pushed up beautifully, pulling back down right now. Again, aside from the price, it's the spread. I'm not just going to put this on our list for right now. From earlier this morning when it was breaking all-time highs, much better opportunity to follow that trade. CHS, definitely something that I'd more lean towards this afternoon, not just because the spreads are tight and it's like really slow level 1, but nice push. It's pretty slow, but, pushing up towards the highs right now. Looks like it has a long ways to push back up from the March drop off that we had with the market. Dropped from like $3.50, $4 all the way down to like under $1. So if it's not today, it's definitely still worth the look. And if it's not today, hopefully it's tomorrow and later on this week. It seems like it might be today here, pushing up a little bit higher. All right, cool. I'll take it. All right, so what else do we have here, folks? Urban Outfitters we have off of earnings. Yeah. Maybe an under and over move from 25, but not really doing it for me there. LPCN, not doing it for me either. All right, so we skim down here. That's it. Ooh, pop on WTER. Pop, and then the volume died off, though, so not really too keen on that. How about this? Smith & Wesson. I think we were talking about Smith & Wesson yesterday, if not in Traders Talk, then right during the afternoon meeting, if I'm not mistaken. The stock ended up making a big gap up, popped, and then dropped yesterday, and then obviously a full-fledged recovery and some today. Right now, definitely trading a little bit more volume than its average, and I say that just because right now the stock seems really flat near the highs, and I like that part normally when I see a stock making a nice run earlier in the morning, holding near the highs. It is shortable, so if it craps out the other way, but almost like just no direction right now. And it's been that way for the last hour, so I'm going to pass. NEO, I can already see it's at 20.59 and counting, or bounced right from that price perhaps. BYFC, this was more of a bust this morning, unfortunately. I was looking at this right at 9:30. We were hopeful for a squeeze up on a few of these stocks. BYFC, U1 was more yesterday. Ooh, look at this, peaking over 4. It'll come back to this trade. It's down over 10%. I would have found it on the loser side. Might not look too like pretty and nice for a lot of us here, just based on like the lack of activity, but I see a nice little push. For as much as this dumped off yesterday, trying to peek back up there. All right, but I wasn't really referring to the afternoon move when I was coming to this trade. I look at Carve. Carve made a nice pop in the after hours, popped at the open. You know, a lot of those stocks are affiliated with each other. They ran a few months back. Unfortunately, that BYFC was a bust. All right, so I just going to skim through, guys. I mean, Roku up 11.5%, having a sneaky good day, at least by my account here. Maybe not sneaky to a lot of us, but see, notice the difference. I mean, the spreads are still going to be big on a trade like this, but a little bit tighter on Roku compared to some of those other crazy expensive stocks. Like, I'd be way more likely to focus on Roku than some of those other like $100, $200 symbols that have, you know, ginormous spreads. Jerry says Netflix having another big day. That we're going to get to that. Yeah, I mean, obviously very pricey. Same thing in terms of the spread. I don't mind Roku though. I mean, the spreads seem a little bit tighter. They're still going to be big to a degree, but order book's slightly more filled in. Guys, we got like 2 stocks on our list so far. That's it. So, you know what? At this point, I'll put Roku on. Don't mind. Oh, and while we're at it, if we put Roku on and Netflix is up, I don't know. I'm just going to shoot from the hip. How about IQ? Nah, doing a whole bunch of nothing. IQ, I only wanted to look at because if I'm not mistaken, IQ is like comparative to like the Chinese Netflix. They either called it the Chinese Netflix or the Chinese Roku when it first came off IPO. So there was some slight correlation there, but not now. All right, LI, an EV stock that we ended up learning. It's EV over the last few days. LI Auto, new IPO. So it was breaking all-time highs just until maybe like 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Pulling back. The stock is shortable. The stock has a lot of liquidity on the book. This stock is on our list. It's as simple as that. All right, so let's see. What else do we have here, guys? Anything looking good on the gainer side here? Pola, POLA, we called this out just before the meeting started. Pump and dump. That's it on the gainer side as far as any other familiar names. We'll hop over to the losers list here. For all of our cyber traders in the room, if you guys have any stocks that are up or down 10% or more, that look good, let me know. Or if there's any side list stocks that just look really good going into the afternoon, definitely let me know here in the chat board. All right, so I'm going to hop over to losers list here first. Like I said, GTX. Okay, so that's right. Yeah, I found this just, I mean, this was leading into the open. I don't think it was on our morning watch list as much, but we ended up seeing this just, you know, tank at the open, kind of flattened out right now, so we'll pass. Wow, ORTX, fall from grace. Look at this thing. I mean, this was our runner going into this afternoon meeting back on Monday. Pushed nicely. Well, gapped up higher following morning, pushed up that much higher, pump and dump, and now look at where it is now. So that leads me to say this ORTX, not even just for the potential continued move on the way down, but for as much as this stock dropped off over the last 2 days, when's it going to push back up? It wouldn't surprise me if that's off the open price back from Monday. That's off 480. But yeah, I mean, honestly, this ORTX not looking too bad. Here's a familiar name, PEIX. We've been following the stock more on the way up over the last 2 weeks, on the way down the last week or so. Wow, this one is still dropping off quite a bit. So yeah, I mean, just tradable at this time of the day. I don't mind putting this on our list here for right now, PEIX. It's not even just like a filler stock and just tradable. Presents a good opportunity, double bottom. Maybe this is the bottom and it'll begin to squeeze back up over time. PSTG not doing much. Uh-oh, the Dow is pulling back here a bit, guys. I mean, literally, we started this afternoon meeting at 2:30, and it's been just a nonstop drop since. Figured at some point the markets were going to pull back. I was like cracking up in my seat earlier today, guys. Actually, this was like 10 minutes ago. I was like literally cracking up because I didn't turn over to the SPY until like right before. It's almost at 350. The all-time high on the SPY was like 339 back, like, you know, at the end of December, early January off the double top. The freaking thing is almost at 350. Crazy. All right, so what else do we have here, guys? I don't see much else on the losers end. And a little list here from us here in the trading room from John D. SOL. Nah, not doing a whole lot there. From Daniel Rigg, same thing. All right. From Michael, blink at the low of the day. All right. And it is down 6%. It's probably wasn't down enough for me to like see on the losers end here, right? Yeah. But I like it. Familiar name. It's one we have been calling out obviously over the last like month and a half. Another EV related stock. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Whoops-a-daisy. Just size this, jump back to Michael's blink. And I was concluding by saying, yeah, it doesn't look too bad, Michael. I mean, more on the short side now, but I know what you're thinking. You're going to look for a bounce, and we're going to look for a bounce hopefully off of, if not 725 here, then I would assume next major support would be off 7. But good call. I like it. MGM from Daniel W. Tradable. You know, nice trend recently from 1 o'clock. Not going to put it on the list, but, you know, level 1 to 2, right? So if that's what you're looking for, then you found it. You know, hey, I'd say the same thing about like Penn National Gaming. Penn, if anything, at least has further direction breaking new lows at a big support here at 55. Crap, I might put this on our list actually. Not down a whole lot, but, you know, steady trend down, pulling back further now with the market. Is that a big support? Maybe. I'll come back to this. All right. Anything from YouTube, Facebook? Got a few of us here watching right now. If you guys have anything up, down, left, right, let me know. I'm gonna scroll back my chat room screen here, and anything I'm missing from Benzinga Pro, perhaps. FENC. No. Oof, look at this drop off on NEO right now, guys. So I don't know if John or anyone else ended up jumping in on the way down as this was dropping off more so with the market. All right. I'll tell you, folks, I think that we're good. I mean, honestly, we have a pretty good list going into this afternoon now at this point. It was kind of slow to build up, but we got a pretty good list. All right. So, guys, before we leave, a couple of things. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome one of our newest CTU students joining us here as a gold member in the classes coming up. So I'd like to welcome Debbie M. from Myersville, Maryland, joining us here at Cyber Trading University. Welcome aboard, Debbie. Alrighty, so with that in mind, guys, we do have class on the horizon in just about the next 10-15 minutes. Phase 2, lesson 2. We're going to continue our talk about time and sales. All right, folks. So stay tuned. We'll post the link, or we'll make an announcement about that shortly coming up. For all of us here inside social media, on Facebook, on YouTube, the streams here, as usual, if you guys would like to learn more about Cyber Trading University, make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe, and notify yourself right on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/cybertradingu. And aside from that, feel more than free to join us. I mean, I know that Fausto and Rich will be taking you guys going into the afternoon for all of us here in the trading room. I know most of us will be in class, though, lined up. All right. So, best of luck for all of us trading going into the close. I look forward to seeing most of you guys in class. Take care.